Hello and welcome to this tutorial on how to mark expenses as billable and invoice them to your customers in QuickBooks Online. In QuickBooks, you have the ability to mark certain expenses as billable, which allows you to charge your customers for those costs later on. In this tutorial, we will walk through how to activate this feature, mark expenses as billable, assign them to customers, and finally, how to include them in First, ensure that you have billable expenses enabled. Start by navigating to the Settings menu, then select Account and Settings followed by Expenses. From here, choose Bills and Expenses, and make sure the option Track Expenses and Items by Customer is turned on. Keep in mind that this feature might not be available with all QuickBooks plans. Next, enable the option to Make Expenses and Items Billable. If you wish to add a markup to your expenses, check the relevant box. You can also decide whether to count these expenses as income and whether you need to apply sales tax. Once everything is set, click Save and then Done. Now, you are ready to begin tracking and billing expenses by customer. To do this, go to Bookkeeping and then Transactions. When you have an expense that you want to bill to a customer, simply select it and choose the customer you'd like to bill. If the customer isn't listed, you can add them here. Don't forget to check the Billable box, and once you're finished, select Confirm. This process can also be applied to manual expenses, checks, or bills. When you create one of these, you'll notice a billable checkbox and a drop-down for selecting the customer. When you're ready to invoice your customer for these expenses, go to New and choose Invoice. Select your customer, and under Suggested Transactions, you'll see a list of all the billable expenses associated with that customer. Simply click Add to include an expense in the invoice. You can click on the icon next to any expense to view more details. Once you add the expense, it will appear as a line item on your invoice. You can make any adjustments needed, and if you've enabled the markup feature, the markup will show as a separate line item, which you can edit as well. Keep in mind that your customer will not see the markup field. If you want to preview what the customer will see, select the PDF View tab, complete the rest of your invoice, and send it to your customer. And that's it! You are now ready to start tracking and billing expenses to your customers in QuickBooks Online.